Welcome back to the Wealth Vector, where we talk about simple but powerful strategies to grow wealth, achieve financial stability, and live life with confidence. In today's video, we're breaking down one of the most important, yet often overlooked, steps in personal finance: how to build a high-yield emergency fund in 2025. We'll go over why you need one, how much to save, where to keep it for the best return, and how to build it faster, even if you're starting from zero. This is the foundation of every solid financial plan. You can't invest wisely, pay off debt effectively, or plan for the future if you don't have a safety net in place. Let's get started. Why you need an emergency fund? Life happens, and it doesn't ask for permission first. One day everything's fine. The next, the car won't start. The washing machine leaks. A family member gets sick. Or maybe your job suddenly disappears because your company is restructuring. If you don't have cash set aside, those everyday emergencies quickly turn into financial disasters. Without an emergency fund, your only option is usually credit cards, personal loans, or borrowing from family. And once you start relying on debt to handle problems, it becomes a cycle that's hard to break. An emergency fund gives you freedom from panic. When something goes wrong, you don't have to scramble or borrow. You simply handle it. It transforms a major crisis into a minor inconvenience. That's what we mean by financial peace. It's not about being rich. It's about being prepared. So if you've been living paycheck to paycheck, constantly stressed about what might go wrong next month, this is where everything starts to change. How much should you save? The size of your emergency fund depends on where you are in your financial journey. Let's break it into 2 stages. Step 1, the starter emergency fund. If you're still working on paying off debt or just starting to budget, your first goal is to save $1,000. That's your starter emergency fund. This small amount gives you a quick layer of protection against the most common problems: a flat tire, a broken appliance, or a small medical bill. It's not meant to cover every emergency. It's meant to keep you from going deeper into debt when life happens. So, make it your mission to save that first $1,000 as fast as possible. Sell something you don't use, cut a few subscriptions, or pick up a short-term side hustle. You'll be amazed at how powerful it feels just to have a little cash set aside. It changes the way you think about money. Once you've got that safety net, you can focus on paying off your high-interest debt. When that's gone, it's time for the next phase. Step 2, the fully funded emergency fund. Once you're debt-free, except for your mortgage, your next goal is a fully funded emergency fund, enough to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Notice that it's expenses, not income. You're not replacing your entire paycheck. You're covering your essential monthly needs: housing, rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, basic household expenses. If your monthly essentials total $3,000, your emergency fund should be between $9,000 and $18,000. The exact number depends on your situation. If you have a stable job and dual income, 3 months may be fine. If you're self-employed or your income is unpredictable, aim closer to 6 months. This fund isn't meant to make you money. It's meant to protect your financial stability. It's like self-insurance. You're your own safety net. With that cushion, you can handle nearly any short-term financial hit without touching your investments or taking on debt. Where to keep your emergency fund in 2025? Now that you know how much to save, let's talk about where to keep it. In 2025, high-yield savings accounts are your best option. Interest rates have been relatively strong, and many banks are competing for your deposits with attractive rates. Look for accounts offering 4% to 5% APY. That's a strong return for a fully liquid, low-risk account. Some reliable online banks include Ally, Capital One 360, Discover Markets by Goldman Sachs, and SoFi. Here's what you should look for when choosing the right account. 1. FDIC insurance. Your money is protected up to $250,000 per depositor. 2. No monthly fees. You shouldn't lose money just for saving it. 3. No minimum balance. Flexibility matters, especially when you're still building more easy transfers. You need access in an emergency, but it shouldn't be too tempting. 5. Online access. Mobile deposits and easy tracking make management simple. Keep your emergency fund separate from your checking account. Out of sight, out of mind. This isn't spending money, it's security money. And one more important point. Don't invest your emergency fund in the stock market. crypto, or any investment that fluctuates. The goal is stability, not growth. Your emergency fund should be boring. The excitement comes from knowing you're safe no matter what happens. How to build it faster. Let's talk strategy. How do you build your emergency fund faster, especially when money's tight? Here are several practical ways to make real progress. 1. Create a realistic budget. You can't save money if you don't know where it's going. Start by tracking your income and expenses for a month. Identify where your money leaks, small purchases, dining out, or unused subscriptions. Once you see it clearly, you can adjust. Set a monthly savings goal, even if it's small. Consistency matters more than perfection. 2. Automate your savings. Treat your savings like a bill. Every payday, have a fixed amount automatically transferred to your emergency fund. When saving happens automatically, you're removing willpower from the equation, and that's a good thing. 3. Cut out what doesn't matter. Review your spending habits. Ask yourself, does this expense move me closer to financial peace or further away? Cancel unused memberships, switch to generic brands, or renegotiate your insurance rates. Even small savings can add up to hundreds each month. 4. Find extra income streams. If you want to accelerate your progress, find ways to earn more. That could be freelance work, tutoring, delivery driving, or selling unused items online. You don't need to keep those extra jobs forever, just long enough to reach your savings goal. 5. Save windfalls and bonuses. Tax refunds, work bonuses, or gift money can make a big difference. Instead of spending them, direct them straight into your emergency fund. 1 or 2 large deposits can help you hit your goal months ahead of schedule. 6. Challenge yourself. Turn saving into a game. Try a no-spend month or set a goal to save a certain amount in 90 days. Challenges like this make saving feel exciting instead of like a chore. When to use your emergency fund. An emergency fund is powerful, but only if you use it wisely. The rule is simple. Use it only for true emergencies. That means unexpected, necessary, and urgent expenses. Things that you could not have planned for and must deal with immediately. Examples include sudden medical bills, major car repairs, job loss or income interruption, emergency home repairs. It's not for vacations, upgrades, or planned purchases. And when you do use it, rebuild it right away. As soon as the emergency is over, focus on replacing what you withdrew. That way, your safety net is always ready for the next curveball. The emotional side of an emergency fund. Money isn't just math, it's emotional. When you don't have an emergency fund, you live in a constant state of low-level anxiety. Every noise the car makes, every bill that shows up, creates stress. But when you have cash saved, something changes. You stop worrying about what if. You sleep better. You walk into work with confidence. You make smarter decisions because you're not acting out of fear. That's the hidden value of an emergency fund. It's not just financial protection. It's emotional security. It gives you control over your life again. Mistakes to avoid. As you build your emergency fund, watch out for these common mistakes. 1. Keeping it in a checking account. Too easy to spend. Keep it separate. 2. Investing it. This is not investment money. You need access and stability, not volatility. 3. Using it too often. Only for true emergencies, not wants or predictable bills. 4. Ignoring inflation. As your expenses rise, your emergency fund should grow too. Review it once a year. 5. Forgetting to celebrate milestones. Building savings takes discipline. Acknowledge your progress. It keeps you motivated. The big picture. Your emergency fund is your foundation. It's what allows you to pursue bigger goals without fear. Once you have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, you'll be ready for the next stages. Investing, buying a home, or starting a business from a position of strength. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. When everyone else is panicking over layoffs, recessions, or inflation, you'll be calm because you prepared. That's real wealth. That's financial freedom. Final thoughts. Building a high-yield emergency fund in 2025 isn't about chasing the highest interest rate or getting rich quick. It's about building stability, the kind of stability that lets you face life with confidence. Start small, stay consistent, and keep your eyes on the long game. Your first $1,000 will change your mindset. Your first 3 months of expenses will change your confidence. And your fully funded emergency fund will change your entire financial life. When you have security, you have freedom. If this video helped you, Make sure to subscribe to The Wealth Vector for more guides on saving, investing, and building real financial independence. Drop a comment below. How much are you planning to save for your emergency fund this year? Remember, financial peace isn't built in a day, but it starts with one smart decision. Start today, stay focused, and watch your wealth and your confidence grow.